Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
Tyler, the creator, is getting canceled.
On Kurthany Plunktano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and Tyler the Creator is getting canceled. Oh my god, oh no, not Tyler the Creator. He's my favorite man. What music am I gonna listen to? So yeah, just in case you guys have not been on the internet for the past 48 hours or so, Tyler the Creator fans have been having a bit of a rough time. Mostly because he is getting dragged left and right, not just for past statements and tweets that he's posted, lyrics that have turned up on older albums of his and his discography that tended to run much edgier than the records he drops these days. I mean, have you seen some of those like old Odd Future?
No. That's awful. That's awful.
That blurred out word, is that what I think it is?
Yeah, grape.
Bars, they were kind of nuts. Anyway, it's very interesting to see a lot of this discourse unfold because clearly there are at least some Tyler the Creator fans today who are maybe newer to him and his catalog, and as a result, they're just not really fully aware of the things he used to say and the lyrics he used to write. Either that, or they are now looking at that time period with more mature 2020 vision and thinking, hold on now, wait a second. Now look, I'll say from my own personal experience as somebody who was an active music reviewer during this point in time, a lot of those older Odd Future and Tyler records, in my opinion, were like really not that good, or in my opinion, they just like have aged horrendously. And on top of that, at the moment that Odd Future was like first blowing up and becoming the hot music media commodity that they were for a number of years, it was very, very, very difficult covering and talking about their stuff, even positively, frankly, because a lot of the time when I would talk about Tyler's or the collective's music, it often would come with like insane waves of hate and harassment, unlike the coverage I would do at the time for any other artist. And this goes beyond your average angry music fandom mob reaction. There were moments in like my YouTube back catalog where all these little Odd Future fans were literally throwing swastikas in my comments.
I want to be more direct. I'm like dancing on the topic.
I mean, he is being direct. He's saying that Tyler, the Creator's fans would post swastikas on his commentary.
Why?
Well, because he was criticizing him, I guess. So they were calling him Nazi because he's white? I don't know.
What did Tyler said? Like, what did he say?
Well, I think we're going to get into it.
Over the fact that they knew I was in an interracial relationship, like shit was nuts. Put on top of that the sort of stuff Tyler used to say about fellow musicians and artists on a regular basis on Twitter, and all the non-stop.
Start earning greater at OZK.com or a branch near you. Bank OZK.
Headlines, fellow musical relationship, like shit was nuts. Put on
I still ain't shit could totally become a pharaoh like Wale tomorrow. Oop.
No.
Gotta stay focused and brainwash more people. But fuck, I really hate Wale. So the fact that he's right now before us. Fuck, I hate Wale shit.
Different time too.
What did Wale do to him?
I know. Like on the 1st of New Year's, after Martin Luther King's birthday, and before Christmas, you have this much hate in your heart? That's a problem.
Top of that, the sort of stuff Tyler.
Fuck Pete Wentz. Fuck Pete Wentz. Fuck Pete Wentz.
He picks.
What?
Used to say about fellow musicians.
Like trolling?
I don't know. If Tegan and Sarah need some hard to hit me up.
And artists on a regular basis.
Selena goes, I'm going to fuck the shit out of you. It's just Selena the winner. Is that? I don't know who Selena the winner is, but I just want to. Okay. Just to be.
On Twitter and all the non-stop headlines.
Taliban being banned from the UK. He was turned away from the UK last week for posting a threat to public order.
About him constantly, day in and day out.
Say he was banned in New Zealand too. Wow.
Out. Like around the time Tyler really was like a scourge of the internet. However, that time is mostly gone. And these days when I cover Tyler's music or I see discourse around his music, the reaction is much more sensible. It seems like his fan base has done a lot of changing and maturing and growing. And when you actually look at the man's art, and I think this is, apparent to a lot of people, he has done a lot of changing and growing too. And it's interesting because I think that change
stopped
and that
trolling.
growth is what has
Right,
caused a lot of
that's what it
people,
looks like.
when they are going back and looking at his old stuff and maybe catching some of these old tweets he posted back.
What year was this? Oh, 2014. How old is he?
In 2012, 13, 14, it's causing them to just
Can't
be
check how
straight
old
up
he is.
shocked because they're thinking like, whoa, this is my favorite artist. This is one of my favorites right here saying this. This does not align with my perception of the person I am such a big fan of now. And I will admit, even as someone who has been covering Tyler and his music for a long time, there are some
He's
images
34.
and pieces of information like coming to light that
Ah.
I wasn't even aware of because
What?
even though I was aware of
2014 is as if he's not a grown person at this time.
24.
He didn't know what he was doing.
No, he was young, yeah. So what are you trying to say?
No, because they say long time ago. No.
No, I don't think he's saying that, oh, he didn't know what he was doing. I'm saying he's matured since then. That's what he's changed that.
24?
23, if you want to be more precise, but
Mm.
no, he was a grown man, yeah. He knew what he was doing, right?
Odd Future. I wasn't like in the Odd Future trenches like a fan. So to be honest, I was not, stumbling across photos of Tyler in what seemed
So is he like a Kanye before Kanye?
Yeah.
Because that's what this is giving right now.
like Ku Klux Klan robes.
Is he
And
from
for a lot
California? Is that where he's from? Because if that's the case, this is not helping the narrative. I think Californians are weird. Where's he from?
Yep.
California? Wow.
Hawthorne, California, born in there. Now I don't know if that's where he started doing music or that's where he grew up, but it says he's born in Hawthorne, California.
lot of people stumbling across this discourse and sort of like, adding to this the fact that there were some offensive images that were incorporated in, early Odd Future merch and stuff like that. It's like all sending a very strange message at certain angles, not because the reappropriation and recontextualization of offensive symbols is wrong or inherently bad for an artist to do, but it's clear the implementation here actually lacks the satirization and the context that would actually educate people on these symbols in a way that actually communicates their history and their impact and their significance instead of potentially desensitizing people to them. I'm not here to say who should and should not be offended by any of this, especially as a white person. Let's rewind for a second though, because seemingly a lot of this discourse is over a tweet, it appears. Not a tweet Tyler twote or retwote, but liked. And it says, Tyler's fan base hates black music despite Tyler himself having a very deep love and appreciation for it. The dude has Charlie Wilson, Erykah Badu, DJ Drama, etc. collaborations, and they still refuse to engage with black art on any meaningful level. Very cannibalistic. And again, Tyler liked this tweet, presuming that he must have, felt this person was saying something valid, voicing a valid criticism. And the responses to this were...
So what's the point are we making here? Are we saying that we have a whole bunch of far right people basically being Tyler's fans?
Great.
Is that what we're alluding here? And they just don't like black people's music, but they like Tyler because apparently he's like pro KKK and pro Nazis. That was what we're doing. That's what we're saying here.
Because it caused a lot of people to recall, well, aren't things with your fan base that way because you're not really challenging them and maybe instead making them feel comfortable with certain biases around race through comments you have either made in your music or in interviews in the past. And going back to some of these interviews and tweets, some of which at the time I did my best to avoid because, again, I'm sure a lot of older people will recall, but I will say personally, as somebody who had to cover Tyler's music and stuff on a regular basis, this 2012 to 2014 period was just constant constant Tyler Odd Future inundation. And it was just so dense that you really could be like fucking consuming Odd Future related content all day. And yeah, again, many of them have not aged well and honestly weren't really a good look at the time. But I feel like one of the only reasons Tyler skated by was because, again, he was so young when he was saying a lot of this stuff and people chalked a lot of his behavior up
He wasn't that young. We just checked his age. He wasn't that young.
To just kind
It's one thing if he was like, 14, 15-year-old still going through puberty, then I mean, I don't say it's right, but you could at least say he was young. But 22, 23, whatever he was, that is not young. That's a grown man.
of acting out and misbehaving and just like not really knowing how to conduct himself in the limelight. That's kind of the thing. I feel like we need to at least a little bit appreciate the fact that Tyler's career and his position on the music scene is just so amazingly unique because not only did he blow up so young, but he did so in such a way to where it's clear he had so little in terms of any sort of filter or control or curation being put over him, preventing him from like, stepping on these figurative rakes over and over and over. Instead of playing it careful and thoughtful, these offensive elements of his personality and his worldview were instead just like made his brand. And yeah, again, like it wasn't great. And again, my feelings on much of this is echoed in my reviews of his work at the time because, who was Tyler without the context around Tyler? With that being said, though, with this discourse,
getting to it,
I get what you're saying. He's beating around the bush right now. He's losing me too. Yeah, I want to get to the point what happened.
It's kind of dying down a little.
Like we're 8 minutes almost in this video, 13-minute video, and I still don't know what happened just now.
But now over.
So is that he like that tweet is open a can of worms? I don't.
The weekend. The question is like, where do we go forward from here? Because again, clearly a lot of people are kind of like shocked and looking at Tyler a different way now that they are kind of like, seeing a lot of this stuff for the first time. And I'll remind people once more, like, I'm not here to say who can and can't be offended at any of this or, make whatever choice they want to make in terms of whether or not they continue to engage with what Tyler does from here. But it is still clear as fucking day that this man, the man that we see today, the man who just, dropped Don't Tap the Glass, that is so very clearly a different man that we knew when this guy was dropping Goblin. Like, not a completely different person, but for sure a very different person. I want to stress, though, not a perfect person, not the best person in the world, not like, morally speaking, a perfect fucking angel, because I feel like that's an unreasonable standard that we shouldn't be holding anybody to, but clearly still a different person who has done a lot of growing and changing over that 10 plus year period. Like, if Tyler's perspective hadn't actually changed on a lot of these issues that he was, talking about in tweets, interviews, so on and so forth, I don't think he would be liking a tweet like this in 2025. So while I think it would be destructive and a waste to basically interact with Tyler and treat him as if he is
that's what it is.
So he's getting canceled because he liked the tweet. That's it?
Cool.
Really? I thought he, said something or there was some sort of shit going on just because he liked the tweet.
Exact same person today who said these things just like 5 minutes ago. And I don't think, people need to be banging down his door, begging for him to just like, apologize and grovel on his knees for all of it. If the picture this tweet Tyler has liked here is a perspective he agrees with, sees truth in, personally, I think he should take it upon himself or, just enact a bit of responsibility here in terms of maybe going the extra mile to challenge and engage your fans in such a way to where they are kind of reaching outside of their comfort zones. Look, I'll say.
So I do wonder, what is his fan base like? Is his fan base like mostly white people then? Is that what it is? I mean, that would, I don't know, I guess that would explain him charting well, no? I mean, white people are still a majority in the country, so they, if the white people listen to his music, kind of put it up in the charts more. I don't know.
In my own experience, it can be difficult, leading a horse to water and getting them to drink because, my entire job is recommending things, getting people to check things out. Yeah, and a lot of that stuff is like very conceptual music, very experimental music, music that has deep roots in Black history. And yeah, unfortunately, like, the people who watch me, they don't always take the hint as much as I would like them to. But still, you could at least try, and I don't see Tyler doing a whole lot of trying on that front. As far as like, challenging and engaging with his audience in a way that, seems almost like a little bit confrontational, the most of that I've seen him do in recent years is like, just kind of doing more songs where he's talking about how weird and paranoid he feels over just how obsessed some people are with him, trying to force themselves upon him or into his life in a way that he doesn't consent to, which, yeah, sure, that's all well and valid and and true, but like if you can challenge your fans on that front, there are certainly fronts they could be challenged on in regards to black music at large. So again, while I don't think Tyler needs to be dogpiled on over every single thing he's done or posted or said on the internet a decade ago, I do think him and his brand could do with, you know, basically coming out either artistically or just verbally explaining to some of his followers how maybe his views have changed over the years. Because
he should come out and say something. I mean, this is something I feel like it's major.
I want to look up his fan base. It's like, I don't know, maybe I'll find something. Because this is interesting. Oh, I think it's mostly white, yeah. Because I see a post on Reddit. Does Tyler, the creator, have any black fans? Tyler, the creator, likes tweet criticizing white fans' treatment. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Huh.
That's very interesting. I wonder why that is. Maybe to the stuff that he puts out.
Tyler, the creator, caught deleting old anti-black tweets. So it appears that his fan base, yeah, it seems like the far right. I mean,
interesting timing for him to now want to get rid of that.
Probably grew up, I mean, late growing up, I guess, because 24 is grown up, but I guess the man grew up when he's 34 and realized that, okay, that shit ain't it. Maybe, you know, he got treated at some point that he's not white. I think there was a case there where probably something happened and he got treated, oh, you black, you know, white. Because his whole life, maybe he was around white people where they treated him like he white. And then he went out of that bubble and went somewhere else. And he's like, oh, you know white. I don't know.
Personally, I will say it does rub me the wrong way a little bit when I see recent lyrics or statements from him about, you know, kind of feeling annoyed over being pushed to make public political statements or, you know, stand for a cause, this and that. And I get how for an artist or a media personality, doing that sort of thing could be kind of bad for your brand. But seemingly that sort of thing was totally okay with Tyler when it was statements and perspectives that he was giving that were like very, very edgy and dismissive. But now that his views have most likely shifted a little bit, he's just quieter about it now.
He has been vocal against
ICE.
Oh.
And I presume maybe
I'm looking Ice Cube, what?
Level, the reason that is because Tyler could be afraid of even more the fallout that might occur as a result of making his longtime fans feel more uncomfortable, just kind of like living in these biases without second guessing them. I'll tell you, from my own personal experience, I love making right-wingers feel uncomfortable in my shit. You know, some shock humor and statements here and there is one thing, but like tying it into your whole political ideology is fucking stupid. Like, I'm gonna vote for a Republican because I saw a meme. I would rather... So again, while I don't think Tyler needs to be torn down and boycotted or anything along those lines, if he does actually feel as strongly as he does from this little like here that people may be, you know, reading into a bit much, who knows, he could be doing more to challenge some of his more sheltered fans.
That's so interesting. Wow. I never knew that about him, that his fan base is mostly like far right.
Wonder if he's the only one.
Well, I'm sure Kanye has now a bunch of fans there too, you know, with his bullshit. That's so very interesting.
The difference is Kanye, who actually wants to be political.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to.
It seems Kanye wants to be one of them. Tyler is realizing that's not who he wants to be associated with. Yeah. That there's a difference there, it seems like.
Wow, interesting timing.
Yeah. Wow, this was very interesting. Okay.
Can I see the comments?
Yeah.
And to, you know, look outside of their...
Yeah, this was very interesting. And what do you do, like in his case, right? Because all his livelihood, his money depend on that fan base, but at the same time, you like kind of caught in between a rock and a hard place. Obviously, you dug that hole yourself. I'm not.
That's not a pity party.
I'm not right. I'm not saying like, oh, he was put into this hole. No, he dug it himself. But you have like an awakening.
Now he has to kind of prove himself, because now you want to be accepted back into your own community.
Yeah.
But you have to do your part in the community too.
But if you get accepted in your community, you won't make as much money as you are making.
That's a choice.
That's a choice. Are you sacrificing the money for what's right? Or are you just gonna... Wow. What a choice. Tyler and Joji getting canceled like every 2 to 3 years for the same stuff at the church. Who's Joji? Is that the people who we saw pixelated something today? I don't know who that is. Tyler's fans not liking black music is accurate. I was at Soundset like 7 years back and they booed Erykah Badu waiting for Tyler to come. And this was like Flower Boy era. Wow. People just discovered Goblin. LMAO. Tyler's career is Kanye in reverse.
That's cringe.
So he started out as Kanye now and he's turning into what Kanye used to be. Kinda. I mean, he is charting well. Could say that.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.